Welcome to Reddit After Hours. This is r/Trueoffmychest, where OP literally sells her body to feed her family, and her family just throws it in her face. Our first Reddit post comes from Female Amortisian, titled, "My husband couldn't stop laughing when he saw me naked." So, my husband hasn't seen me fully naked in 2 years. I'm extremely insecure about my body since I gave birth. The insecurity about my body did start even before I was pregnant. I was gaining weight and I was uncomfortable with my tummy fat. Anyways, my husband hasn't seen me fully naked in the light in a really long time. When I shower, I always make sure to lock the door. I always change my clothes fast, and during passionate hugging, the lights have to be off and I always keep my shirt on. My body looks terrible. My pregnancy weight was about 157 pounds. Pre-pregnancy weight was about 157 pounds, and I'm 5'1". Currently, I'm 130 pounds. My goal weight is 110. My arms are still flappy, and the mom pooch won't go away. My stomach is saggy and fat. If I lean over, my stomach fat hangs. I went to my doctor and they told me the only way to correct my stomach is a tummy tuck. I'm scared to get a tummy tuck. It's an invasive surgery and I felt like I was dying when I had my C-section, and I heard that a tummy tuck is much worse. Not to mention, it's so expensive. But I do know that getting a tummy tuck will make me feel confident in my body again. So this morning, my husband saw me fully naked. He couldn't stop laughing when he saw me. I was so embarrassed. He told me that he didn't mean to laugh, but he just hadn't seen me naked in such a long time, and he doesn't know why he laughed. And I don't believe that. I think that he thinks I looked ugly. He literally couldn't stop laughing, and he even teared up while he was laughing. I can't even get over what an absolutely terrible thing that is to do to your wife, who you know is already struggling with major insecurity issues. Like, I have no words. If I were her, I honestly don't know if I would ever be able to get over that. That is just terrible. Like, I get it. People have, nervous reactions they can't control sometimes, but damn, that's just bad. Our next Reddit post comes from Melanie Curley, titled, "I sold my body to feed my family, and they spent the money on parties." I think I got tired of living for everyone else. At 23, I decided to completely distance myself from my family. I didn't say a thing. I didn't explain. I just disappeared. Since I was a teenager, I had to take on a role that was never mine. My father was absent, and we never got support from his side of the family. As the older sister, the responsibility of taking care of my mom and siblings fell on me. There was no choice. It was either that or watch them fall apart. Out of necessity and my own survival, I ended up working as an escort. It wasn't for pleasure or out of curiosity. It was pure desperation. What I earned covered food, bills, school supplies, clothes, everything. And I also had to survive. Eat, pay rent, stay afloat. Whatever I had left after sending them money was barely enough. So I kept going even though I hated every second of it. I hated my job. I hated how it made me feel. But I convinced myself it was worth it for them, for a better future. But eventually, the emotional weight started killing the love that I had for them. It stopped being about love and became about guilt, a constant sense that if I didn't sacrifice myself, no one else would. One day, I picked up and moved to another part of the country. I didn't tell anyone. I just left. From there, I kept sending money, but the more distance I put between us, the more detached I became. I stopped feeling connected. I didn't want to hear from them. I was just a source of money. Then I found out the truth. while I was breaking myself piece by piece doing something that destroyed me. They were spending money on alcohol, parties, and unnecessary things like it was normal, like my sacrifice meant nothing. That's when I broke. I cut them off completely. No more money, no more messages, no explanations. I disappeared. Not out of revenge, but because I finally understood that no one was going to protect me if I didn't. Now I'm alone, yes, in a new place, starting over. I don't know if I made the best decision, but it was the only one that kept me emotionally alive. So I had to disappear just so I could begin to exist. Our next Reddit post comes from Acadia is Gone, titled, I finally got an answer to why a man lost interest in me, and it's the conclusion I was trying to avoid. So I've been in the dating pool for 3 years now, and whether I'm trying to find someone to hook up with or something a little more long term, it always seems like I'll see a guy a couple of times, then they will ghost me. Whenever someone points out a behavior that can be perceived as problematic, example, like texting too much, I have tried to work on it. However, no matter how much I work on myself, nothing ever changes. Nobody ever tells me why. Nobody ever says what I'm doing wrong. My best friend is skinny and she's never seemed to have the trouble that I have. I am 5'6" and about 180 pounds. But everyone always says that I look more like 160 pounds. So I'm not that big, but I'm definitely not skinny either. I put a lot of effort into trying to convince myself that the problem is something besides the fact that I'm not skinny, something that I can fix. Yesterday, a guy I met up with a few times said that he would just like to be platonic friends, one of the rare ones to be kind about it instead of just ghosting. So I asked him why. He told me that he just isn't that physically attracted to me. I wish he gave me something that I could fix. I know that you can lose weight, but I was 160 pounds in high school and would buy clothes that would fit, quote, when I lose weight a few years ago, and I had to get rid of a lot of stuff, and I got rid of the stuff that was too small and promised myself that I wouldn't do that anymore. I have worked on it. I've lost 40 pounds in the last 3 years. I gained the weight during a very unhealthy relationship, though. I've been trying to go to the gym and eat better, not for weight purposes, but because I just want to be healthier. When I eat better, I feel better. I want to be able to run distances. I've accepted that I weigh what I do. I just wish that society would accept it too. I know this is way easier said than done, but big, skinny, tall, short, there's someone for everyone. Hang in there, OP. You'll find your person. Our next Reddit post is from No Opportunity 2558, titled, I accidentally found my mom's old voicemail and I listened to it 47 times. So my mom died in a car accident 4 years ago. No warning, no goodbye. I was 19 in college trying to pull myself together for midterms. I thought that I had deleted everything that would break me. Photos, yes, but voicemails, I didn't even think to check. 2 nights ago, my phone glitched and rebooted. Suddenly, this old recording was in my recent voicemail list, and it was from her, just saying, hey baby, let me know when you get there safe. Love you. I played it once, then again, then 47 more times. I know every inhale, every pause, the exact pitch when she says, love you. I cried so hard, my nose bled. I had to cover my mouth because I didn't want my roommate to hear me sobbing. I didn't realize how much I missed being someone's baby. I know that's a sad one, but it's a good reminder that you never know how much time you have with your loved ones and when they might be gone. So just try to always make the most of it while you can and stay safe out there. Our next Reddit post comes from Haywood227, titled, I smoked KFC mash and gravy and may have ruined my palate forever. This happened 9 days ago, and I can't tell anyone in my life about it. I had a bit of a rough week at work. On Wednesday, I found an old stash of weed I stocked away months ago and forgot about. Not a huge amount, but probably enough to get the job done for a weekend. Probably less. I was determined to hold off until Friday and give myself a reward for sticking it out with so much stress at work. I work until quite late and only get home at about 2000 on Fridays, or 8 p.m. I grabbed myself a nice KFC special on the way home. I didn't see that it included a mash and gravy and just put the bag on the seat, as I don't generally drive like a crazy person. I make it home with the bag still in one piece. My dog jumps into the car, which he never does, and after a bit of a weird scuffle, the bag eventually falls on the passenger side floor. I don't think anything of it really, except for mild annoyance. I grab the bag, go inside, and put it on my bed. I know, while I get dressed though. I eagerly dug out the bud and slammed it into my crusher, as these things tend to go. I unscrewed the top and produced the glorious, somewhat old, bud, ready to be rolled into a fatty. I turned around and saw that a huge brown puddle appeared on my bed. The still scathing hot mash and gravy. I accidentally dropped the freaking crusher into the weed, into the puddle in a panic. Horrified, I start trying to salvage what I can from the hot, sticky puddle that I can't even comprehend at that point forming on my bed. So, long story short, I did my darndest and rolled the most rancid joint of all time. I got most of it, I think. I couldn't let them win, though. I smoked the whole damn thing. It was horrific and pretty difficult to smoke for obvious reasons. 9 days later, everything tastes like KFC mash and gravy. My cornflakes, my meatball sandwich, my sushi, my tomato sauce, you name it. Even Greek yogurt. Water is my only reprieve from this madness. That has got to be one of the worst feelings ever, to taste KFC in every single thing that you eat. LP, I hope that gets better for you soon. That sounds absolutely awful. That was Reddit After Hours, bringing you r/Trueoffmychest. Thank you all so much for listening, and if you like these videos, like and subscribe as we post a new Reddit video almost every single day.